longest time, I just held this secret inside, and I started getting really depressed. I never went a day without crying.
I would really just have to grab a hold of myself emotionally and get through the day. And when I would go home, I'd just open the door and just fall on the ground.
The self-hatred and the loss of my self-respect was just so huge. Yet I didn't really realize and connected it to the abortion.
And then I realized, this isn't me. Does God really want me to torture myself like this? Does God really want me to hurt like this? And then I realized it wasn't God. And I needed to go to a place where God was there and God was present.
I was led there, I'm sure, because I was in such pain. And though praying to God and asking for forgiveness and knowing that I'm loved, I still was hurting so much. So I knew I needed some help. I couldn't do it by myself, and I couldn't do it just with my friends. So I ended up with Silent Voices.
I was really struggling inside because I thought, what a weird thing could this be? What are women going to go in there and talk about their experiences? And I was so afraid. All I kept thinking was, how am I going to say I had 4? I'm going to lie and just say I had 1. I mean, I was so ashamed.
I thought, no one else is going through this. This is just me. And hearing the other women's experiences, and I realized I wasn't alone. And in a sense, I was lucky too that I came to my realization, that God was standing there with his arms open. I just needed to go in.
I realized that God wasn't there to point his finger at me. I was able to talk even more about the abortion because I knew that talking was going to help me, and that there were young people, too, much older than I, ladies there, and that some of them were still suffering even after, I think, 14 or 15 years.
I was able to grieve over the loss of my children, and that there just sent a flood of freedom out.
You don't feel alone with Silent Voices. You feel loved, you feel set free, and you feel blessed.
I was so afraid that I was going to be condemned because of how many abortions I had had. And all they did was love me.
To me, it's the path. It was the path for me, and I could use it again.